The good news is that we've been able to save much of the community and that no one was injured and no lives were lost. As you know, the fire was initially reported around 4:30 yesterday afternoon. At this point, we haven't been able to determine any cause as we are still in a firefighting mode. That will come in due time, and it's being spearheaded by the RCMP Arson Investigation and the BC Forest Service investigators. We and staff at the Emergency Operations Center are regularly reviewing conditions, and when appropriate and safe, we will adjust as we are able. Our goal is always to get people back into their homes as quickly as possible, but only when it's safe. The District of Lake Country and Lake Country Fire Department had amazing support from our neighbors in the central Okanagan and even to the north, North Okanagan fire departments. During the fire, we had crews and equipment on the ground from Kelowna, West Kelowna, Peachland, Joe Rich, Ellison, Northwest Side, Armstrong, and BX Swan Lake fire departments. I can tell you we all did everything we could to protect the homes. The fire ended up destroying 8 residences, primarily along Nighthawk Road. Earlier this afternoon, we met with many of these people who lost their homes and will continue to try and reach those we haven't been able to talk to. And my understanding, just as an update, we have contacted all the residents. This was a rapidly moving fire and was not only fanned by strong winds last evening, but moved uphill fast and was rapidly moving along the ground and candling in the forest canopy. As a firefighter, we do everything we can to protect lives and property. In the end, the safety of first responders must take precedence.
The province has to make a request to the federal government for troops, and that has happened. So there is air resources in the area. I believe there's some in Kamloops, there's some in Comox. There's a list of air resources, both heavy lift helicopters, medium lift helicopters. There's a C-17 and a C-130J, I believe they're in Comox. But given the rate, the speed at which this happened, those resources, I mean, depends on what the situation, what can those resources do to help out. In this particular case, given the location and the timing, it came down to local resources to get this thing under control. Had this continued, those resources may have come into play, but given how quickly these guys responded here, it doesn't look like they were needed this time. The municipality and the province will have a discussion and see if they need boots on the ground, for lack of a better way to put it. And if that request comes, I've been assured by both the Minister of Defence and Public Safety that that's what they'll get if they ask for it.
What we're looking at here is we've got a house in the middle of 2 that are burned completely to the ground. This guy looks like it's totally untouched. How does that happen, I guess? Explain the fire situation.
Generally, it will be one of 2 reasons here, is that the wind maybe went in a different direction for a short period of time, or it could have been undergrowth that was on the other side of the house on the hill below, or it could be a wooden deck even on that side. So the 8 homes that we lost down in this neighborhood, there was 2 together here, but most of them were individuals. So it's anybody's guess, but we would suspect that it's the wind.
Tough fire to battle?
It was very tough, yeah. And every indication, I wasn't actually the first one on scene, but every indication when the crews got down below where the fire had started, it was already at these homes. So within about 10 minutes of us getting the call, we were already starting to get house fires out of it.